Hey, what's up? Welcome to season 2 of The Reflection Show. I'm so excited that you're tuning in. Listen, before the show even begins, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click that button below. There are some awesome stories this season 2 that I'm bringing to your living room, to your cell phone, to your iPad. Hey, it might even be your friend's phone. But I want you to like, comment, and subscribe and get ready to be impacted, influenced, and inspired with these unscripted stories right here on The Reflection Show. I'm your host, Ramsey Rizard. And remember, your experience matters. Let's get into the show. Welcome to The Reflection Show. My name is Ramsey Rizard. You never go to the mirror scripted. You always go unscripted. And guess what? Today, I have a profound story for you. A story that's going to not specifically touch your heart, but it's going to jog your thoughts. It's going to jog you through your journey of where you are in life. And she's not just a regular human being. She's not just a human being. She is a person. She is an individual. And she's here to share her story, building her own legacy. The one and only Deandra! What's up, Deandra?
That was such a good introduction.
Oh, thank you. You know, every guest that's sitting in the chair, they're like, man, Ram, you just know how to turn me up for my story.
Yeah, I feel like I was running out.
How you doing, Deandra?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You know, it's good to have you sitting down in this chair today just to talk about what it's like to build your own legacy. I mean, you are the daughter of the great, the Hall of Famer, cornerback, Deion Sanders. Everybody know him at Primetime. I mean, when I was a child, we used to argue during football games about who was the best cornerback. But you are the daughter of that. But you are more than that. You know, tell the people your story. Share your story of where did it all begin with who you are.
When you say where does it all begin, what do you mean?
As far as building your identity, your career that you do now, and the things that you are part of.
I really feel like it's just starting to begin, honestly.
And why do you say that?
Because I am just now starting to, a couple years ago, I'm just now starting to figure out who I am as a person and what I want to do and where I want to be. So I feel like it's just now starting.
And what was your childhood like as far as Deandra growing up?
My childhood was great. I always tell people it was bittersweet. The bitter part is because I was always judged a lot in school. I didn't have as many friends. I was always traveling with my parents. But it was great because I probably grew up how every kid would want to. So that was the great part, the sweet part. It was traveling all the time, meeting celebrities. We had chefs, so that's why when people ask, do I cook?
You like,
Let
nah.
you know now, I can do a little 1-2,
yeah.
but.
But that's pretty dope, though. I mean, growing up in a house where, your father, your mother, were able to not just provide for you, but expose you to a different level of, just living, from the average individual person who didn't grow up with a celebrity father or whatnot, When you looked at yourself at a young age and you see yourself today, what are some things that you wish you could have changed if you would have known and that you've embraced today?
Looking back, I probably would have taken maybe networking in school more serious. Because now that I travel so much and I travel around the world, that's it's so important.
Meeting new people.
It's just networking and making friends everywhere. Just learning about different cultures and just getting to know other people because you don't think one way. I feel like growing up sometimes we're taught to think one way. And it's not always the right way. So just being open-minded, just learning a lot about people. It's like when you get to know someone, you learn so much about their culture, how they grew up. It opens your mind to a lot of different things.
And you think that's what led you down the path of learning who you are today?
Yes. I do. I definitely think that because I started, I'll say that was part of it. I'll say another part was I feel like I was at a lost place at one point, and I was just like searching for everything, trying to find myself. So that's more so what led me there.
So you have dealt with depression and anxiety and fear, not knowing what the end result of your life would be. How did you even get out of that place?
I tried so many different things.
Like what? What did you try?
Well, of course, like counseling and therapy was my favorite, but then I also did like spiritual counseling on top of that. When I was at a lost place, I like searched for like other different spiritual ways that I found. But the one way that really did work the best was, you know, praying and spending time with God. But I did find other things that was pretty cool that just, one of the things that really got me back to myself, I will say, is I was going through a dark time. It was like a couple years ago, and I got called to do this show. It was on Fox called Paradise Hotel.
Yeah.
And I thought I was like going to do a show. Like I was like, at that point I was like, forget it, I'm just going to do whatever comes my way. Like,
yeah.
So I thought I was going to do a show, but it was this thing called sequester we had to do before we filmed the show. We had to be in a hotel 24 hours a day. Well, 23 hours a day. We had an hour out. We had they took our cell phones. We had no TV, nothing. So we they gave us like a couple DVDs, but
yeah.
So we had nothing to do but literally spend time with ourselves, books. I would bring like my journal, books, spend time with myself and God.
Isn't it amazing that when you stop and you self-reflect on just you, I think so many people in the airport, they focus on who's going to what terminal rather than focusing on where do they need to go. So they end up missing their flight.
Yeah.
It's almost like you took a moment and you looked at your terminal and God was like, Deandra, daughter, this is what I have for you. I have a plan for your life. I have a purpose for you, and I want you to prosper in it. And I know at that moment of realization, you just...
Well, he kind of set me down because I thought I was going for a show. I didn't know I was going to be in a hotel room 23 hours a day.
Wow.
But that changed my life more than I ever could have imagined. I mean, I ended up getting voted off the first week anyways. But that is when I knew I didn't come for no show. I came because I kept trying to put a Band-Aid on what I was going through, and God was like, no, you're about to deal with this.
Wait, hold on. You kept trying to put a Band-Aid on something that needed to go through the process of healing.
Yeah. So that's what it took for me to heal, and that was the beginning to me just finding myself.
Now, during those times, those seasons of your life, what was your communication like with your parents as far as them helping you walk through the process of you discovering who you are?
I'm kind of like a private person.
So they didn't know.
They probably still don't even know to this day.
Wow.
So, and I talk to my parents often. I know during that time I wrote my mom a letter, so she probably knew like, dang, my baby girl's probably changing. But I mean, I wasn't able to really talk to them like that. So when I go through stuff, it's just me and my counselor. It's not really.
Yeah. No, I love that.
I don't really like. I don't know why I'm like that, but I'm more of a handle it by myself type of person.
Yeah. But do you think that's because, of course, growing up, I mean, you went from school to school, traveled a lot. You really didn't have friends. So it was like you were already in an isolated relationship. Everything that you had to deal with it on your own because you didn't really have friends.
I mean, I had some friends. I think more so now it's about like, I just don't want nobody to know my business because people talk too much. And then I don't want nobody to judge me. Like, I don't care what nobody say. You leave out like 1% of something because you don't want nobody to judge you in some kind of way. So I don't know. And I just feel like they just really don't care.
Yeah.
Because I mean, some people they can be there for you without having to know what you're going through.
True.
So.
I would definitely say this though. I believe that judgment of others keeps us accountability for what we're responsible to do on this earth, right? Because we're all born with a purpose. You know, we're all are given a skill and a gift, and in between that is we're married to a passion. What can we do to marry the skill and the gift together to do what we need to do? And it's amazing to see that your beginning journey has led you to embrace a new journey, and to see where you are today. I'm like, man, Deandra, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That because if you don't acknowledge where you are and you don't embrace where you are, then how do you know that you even have the strength to get to where you want to go?
No, that situation, I realized how strong I was. So now I know that I can get through anything. Yeah.
She can get through anything. Listen, we'll be right back. We're going into the Center Stage Live with Believe Dance Academy. Stay tuned. The Center Stage Live.
Go, out your back, let me once 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 have. Gonna be all right.
Ladies, wow. I like to get to know ya so I can show ya. Put a hurtin' on ya like I told ya. Give me all your numbers so I can phone ya. See my hips, big hips, so try. See my butts and my lips don't tie. Lost a few pounds in my waist, oh yeah. That's the kind of beat that go rock-ta-ta.
Getting on Nikki, you're the cookie. I'm no fucking you. Sexy, nothing that I ain't with it, so you already know.
Go, out your back, let me once 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 go.
Welcome back. I'm telling you, the Believe Dance Academy is incredible. If you're not following them, if you're not connecting with them, that academy that is founded by Nastasia Lewis, let me tell you, these girls are on to something, and the world gonna get to know their name. But we are back with the one and only Deiondra Sanders. I'm telling you, you guys heard her story just a little bit earlier, but we're gonna dive in a little bit deeper. Deandra, all I can say is, girl, you got some strength.
Thank you.
You have something that I believe the culture today needs, and that's just looking at the truth and embracing what the truth is and learning how to deal with it. Now that you are Deiondra Sanders, 31 years old, you own a company, you do marketing and branding for athletes, professional athletes. What is that like? Like, how does your past coincide with your future now and what you do?
That's a really good question. I mean, I feel like my past, you know, considering how I grew up, that coincides with because I love sports, and I just feel like I know how to deal with athletes because of my dad and my brother. So it's like, sometimes they can just be so, but I love them, but it's like, oh my gosh. But I just feel like that's why I just love what I'm doing. And honestly, I feel like I was doing it for a while. I just never know you could get paid from it. For the longest.
Hey,
so.
now you're getting paid. How does it feel?
It's cool. I mean, that's not where I want to be, but it's a start. So, I mean, but it's something I love doing. So I'm not even really, you know, I mean, of course we're concerned about that, but
right.
I mean, I really enjoy doing it. So.
I mean, with your father being the primetime, you know, and he had, anytime I've watched a primetime Deion Sanders, he was all about expectations.
Yes.
So I know that he embedded that within you when it comes to your business and what you do, you know? And I know you're teaching these players about having expectation when it comes to marketing, branding, how to leverage with the platform that you have.
Yeah, it comes with everything as far as marketing, branding, management. It's just, I feel like a lot of times they don't realize that it's kind of like a game. So you kind of got to realize, like, know how to play the game. As long as you stay true to yourself and, you know how to play the game a little bit, you'll be good.
That means, you know, you got to play the hustle.
Yeah, you have to. And it's like you have to always be mindful of what you're doing, where you're doing it at. Like, all that, people don't realize that you can be caught doing one thing and that could end, you know, every thing you have marketing wise. So it's like you really have to be mindful of everything you're doing once you get on that level professional.
So you're building your own legacy. What is it like to carry the weight of your own legacy that people could possibly match it to your father's legacy?
I feel like I haven't really experienced the weight yet because I still go off of my dad's legacy. I'm not gonna lie, I do like that my dad's legacy gets me in the door.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I always say I myself and my hard work is what keeps me there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I still feel like I'm building mine now. I will say that within the year it has gone up, which I do like because I could be random places and there's people are starting to come up to me and know me for that I work with athletes.
Right.
So I'm actually starting to, okay, what I'm doing is the groundwork is actually starting to, people
Making
are
a
starting
name
to
for
see that
yourself.
I'm more than, so I can't really answer that question yet, but it's starting, it's forming, it's becoming.
And that's incredible because that means that you finally understand what it means to embrace you. You bring something different that your father doesn't bring, that your mother doesn't bring. You bring you, and you're finally taking that next step to say, you know what, I am Deiondra Sanders, and I'm going to build my own legacy. So what's the name of your company?
So I don't really have a company. I work for different agencies and different marketing groups right now.
Awesome.
I'm trying to see which one I want to be tied down to, but yeah, right now I just really like taking them to different people because I feel like every player wants different needs, so I feel like that might cause them to want a different agency. And if you have one agent, then they might not be able to fulfill every single player needs. So I like taking the player to, I like seeing their needs, their wants, and then taking them where I feel like is their best fit.
And you're a black woman in this industry.
Yes.
Do you ever feel like there's a target on you and your expectation as a woman?
No, not really. I feel like I kind of get an advantage because of my dad, so a lot of people trust me a little more.
Wow. Because I'm sitting here thinking you don't have it made. You are creating what you believe has already been made. Your father has created a bridge that is so healthy that no matter how many mistakes you make, people are still willing to take that risk with you.
Yeah.
Because of the legacy that you're attached to.
Yeah, he's done.
So, Deandra, as we close the show, there's a little girl who is probably, their father is a celebrity, their mother is a celebrity, or, they're going through a transition in their life and they feel like they're in an isolated relationship. What word of reflection, of encouragement that you can share with that young girl watching right now, looking in that mirror?
I would say, what word or just what I would share?
What would you share?
I would share, stay true to yourself no matter what you go through and what comes your way, what has been shown to you, what you may think is better. Always stay true to yourself, your morals, your beliefs. And just, no matter what happens, life goes on, so you will get through it.
No matter what happens, life goes on. You will get through it. You heard it right here on The Reflection Show with the one and only Deiondra Sanders. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe in the Mirror TV. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, The Reflection Show. Like I always say on the show, you are the dream that's awake. And remember, your experience matters. Thank you so much for watching. You enjoyed that interview, didn't you? Well, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and click on that notification. And remember, your experience matters.